Manx Radio's Countryside is brought to you by NFU Mutual.
Hello and welcome to this week's Countryside here on Manx Radio. I'm Simon Clark.
And I'm Kirree. This week I catch up with Minister Boot to talk about the new Agri-Environment Handbook.
And I went along to the Manx Chasers Open Hunter Trial at Blig Farm. And also I went along to Big Bry Rad's Emporium in Ramsey to chat to one or two people selecting their local veg. Well, Kirree, a steady enough week in the farming world, just things trundling along.
They are indeed. The weather has definitely been on our side for October. It's been a mighty month and I think farmers have definitely appreciated it. Just as we're running in now to the suckler calf sales, they'll be coming on stream at Central Marts towards the end of the month. Every year there's a good array of calves on display from some top quality producers, so they'll be looking for new homes around the island. Yeah,
and that's something I suppose for people who aren't aware of some of the phrases. We'll try and get some of them in each week. Usually cows have the calves and they used to sell the calves on, but the term suckler now.
Yeah, that's right. The mother cow will have the calf in the springtime there, March, April, and then that calf will be weaned off and made available to other farmers around the Isle of Man to take that young animal into the next process of its life, whether it's going on for further breeding or whether it's going on for finishing into Isle of Man meats.
Indeed. Well, the first item we have today, I was out in the open air at Blig Farm in Kirree, where there was over 90 entries in the Manx Chasers Open Hunter Trial. I spoke to the course designer, Ed Callow, and also the owner of the farm, Paul Fletcher. But firstly, I spoke to a couple of the competitors who had just finished their runs, starting with George Hampton. How old are you, George?
8.
And you've just finished a lap of the course here. How was it?
Good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
A long one?
Yeah.
Well, how many fences? Do you know how many there was?
No.
No? And what, do you have to get up to good speed on the way there, do you?
Yeah.
Yeah? It's good fun?
Yeah.
What about the horse here? What's his name or her name?
Galaxy.
Galaxy?
Yeah.
And how many laps of the course do you have to do today?
I done 2.
2? On the same horse, or you got another one to ride?
On the same horse.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And did you meet anyone on the way? Because it's quite a long course.
Yeah, I took over 2 people.
Did you? Right. Did you wave to them when you went past? Is it difficult though? Because there's lots of jumps here and quite a long way round. Does it suit this little horse?
Yeah.
Yeah? And what about the rider? Does it suit him?
I don't know.
Yeah? You like these challenging ones, so it's better than just riding on the straight ground, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, we'll let you get on. Well done. Okay, let's have a chat with one that's just finished. What's your name?
Izzy.
And how old are you?
I'm 11.
And how was the run today?
Very good. We went clear.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that unusual for this sort of long event?
Yeah. This is a bit of a spooky pony, but he did so well.
Yeah. What's the pony's name?
He's called Porridge.
Porridge. All right. Well, he's the right colour for Porridge.
Yeah.
Yeah. And how long have you ridden this one?
I stopped riding him for a while, but I started riding him again soon. I started riding him about 1-2 years ago.
Yeah. And is this one a bit more lively than the others then, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Does that make it good challenge for you?
Yeah, it's a good challenge and it's fun to go faster.
Yeah. And what have you seen all the other times from other people, or
No,
won't you
not
know
yet.
till the end?
I'll have to find out it later because I'm not sure.
Do you have to go again yet?
No, I'm done now.
Yeah. So you have to sit and wait and put the horse away, bit of breakfast. And how many of these events do you do a year? Has it been less this year?
I haven't done very many this year. This is one of my first cross-country ones, but I've done a bit of show jumping.
All right. And which is the best for you?
I like cross-country.
Yeah. Is it out in the open and you can get a bit of speed up?
Yeah.
Is it a fast horse, this one?
A little bit, yeah. He can be very fast when he wants to.
Go faster than you can run?
Yeah, definitely.
Well done anyway.
Thank you.
Let's get a chat with the course designer for today, Ed Callow. It's had nothing but praise, which must be rewarding.
Yes, that's what we like to hear. Things are moving in the right direction down here now. The course is looking well, if I say so myself. So it is.
Now you've been at this quite a long time, which was news to me in a way.
I've been doing it now for, I think it's 12 years. Go away and build courses for British eventing at Skipton twice a year, which is all good. Enjoy doing it.
Do they sort of say to you, we want this and want that in, and you've got your own sort of free rein then to where you put them?
To a certain degree. The main layout of this course was actually designed by Tim Bennett, who's the chap I do the course building with at Skipton. And I'm more the course builder as opposed to designer. I make a few tweaks where necessary, but other than that I kind of tried to stick to his course design sort of thing. And we just lay the jumps out sort of hopefully so the course flows freely. Everybody gets a nice round going round it.
Well, when I spoke to some people, they said this compares with a lot of the courses that they go to in the UK.
That's the idea, because it's one of the only places they've got to practice before they do go away, so we try to keep it up to the standard that they'll be meeting when they get away to England, because the BE courses are bigger and bolder, so most of the jumps here are all up to full height, so when the people ride round, they're getting the full experience here.
Yeah, and there's bits of different routes for different sizes of fence and categories, is there? Yeah,
very definitely. Yeah. The smaller classes, we try to keep the jumps on the more level ground for them, and the more advanced riders going over the bigger jumps, their jumps can be sort of on more undulating ground to sort of ask a stiffer question of them, sort of thing.
And it's, when you stand I've just been around where that water place is there. There's ones where they go up the bank that looks like the sort of badminton horse trial sort of area. And there's fences with tigers and things on them. There's one with a little brush on the top of it that seems to be catching a few out.
Yeah, it's all different things to just make the course different. Each event we try to make alterations and move the jumps around and add different bits of dress, and again it just asks a different question of the horse. It might be the same jump with a brush box on the back, which technically the jump is the same jump but it looks totally different. It's just a bit of a variety, I suppose you'd call it. Yeah.
And do you get much feedback from the people taking part as well? It'd be nice to have this in, or this is a bit tight or a bit hard. Do you get feedback like that?
Yeah, I quite often ask the question myself. I'll go and have a walk around the lorry park, as you call it, and ask the riders what they thought and how it rode. And we do make adjustments according to the feedback, very definitely. If people say a certain combination doesn't ride very well, I'll alter it to what they sort of suggest and see how it rides for the next event, and hopefully it rides better, sort of thing.
Yeah, and then that's nice that you're working with all the people that are taking part, and it makes it for a happy, enjoyable event, doesn't it?
Oh, very definitely. That's the whole. Everybody's got to enjoy what they do, and that's the whole name of the game, sort of thing. If they're not enjoying it, there's no point us doing it, sort of thing. It's there for their enjoyment.
Not many trips away this year to do courses, though.
No, unfortunately not. I've missed my trips this year. So I have.
Yeah, but it's nice that 90 people have come to do it today, though.
Oh, very definitely. Yeah. It's good to see the entries increasing every time. So I think we're going the right way, you might say. Yeah.
Well, Paul Fletcher, you must be pretty pleased with the way things have been going today.
Yeah, it's absolutely great, Simon. Super. So appreciative to the boys and girls down at the Met Office for sorting the weather out. It's the third hunter trial we've had this season since we opened up after the COVID lockdown, and our entries have grown each time. With 55, I think, the first event, back at the end of August, and over 80 last time, and over 90 today. So it's absolutely brilliant to see the support.
Yeah, it is. But there's something for everyone on this course, isn't there?
Absolutely. I mean, we started at 9:30 this morning for the Littleys, the lead rein and first ridden, where they're literally stepping over jumps that maybe 30 centimetres high. But for them, it's a starting point. Yeah. And it's all numbered and dressed and everything to the same level and standards and etiquette and everything. But it's a chance for the openers, and then went on to the pairs classes. So again, 45 pairs, and some people do the 45 pairs before they perhaps go and do the 45 individual.
Now, are they the height of the fences, the 45s?
Yes, yeah, the 45 centimetres is the height of the fences. Our course builder, Ed Keller, when he measures a height of a jump, he actually has a 6 foot long spirit level sits on the top of the jump and measures the distance from the ground to the spirit level 6 foot away from the jump, because that's where the horse is taking off from.
Right.
And that's how you measure a jump.
So it's a bit more complicated than you realise.
Oh yeah, it's beyond me, but Ed's the master of it.
But do you see the youngsters going around, because I've seen people on motocross bikes all their lives, little kids on little small bikes. Here you got little small kids on big horses, haven't you? And they're so delighted that they've got a chance to break away and get the horse into a gallop in between.
Absolutely. I mean, for a lot of people, that the cross country is totally different to dressage or show jumping, where you're probably the only horse in the arena at that time. It's a totally different discipline, and you're out in several big fields with a whole range of efforts to attempt.
Yeah, some great descriptions of the horse jumps as well. The butcher's table and the
butcher's benches. Some of them, but I think there's 14 new jumps this season, and the work that's gone into building some of those is amazing.
But nothing but praise today, which is always encouraging.
That's great, and it's lovely. Just for us, the reward is seeing the smile on the riders' faces, and obviously the turnout is great. But just to see the level of enjoyment that horse and riders are having. If the horses could smile more, we would know they're enjoying it. But just to see how they're getting on out there, and just the overwhelming support is really appreciated, and it's dividends for the hard work that's going in, week by week, month by month.
Well, Paul Fletcher there, smiling away at the day's activities. Ed Callow, the course designer. Izzy Garlick, who'd gone round to clear her round, and pretty delighted with that. And first of all, George Hampton, who was on the course as well. So nice bit of variety there, and a lovely day it was. And everyone there, who was there was so grateful. They can't get away to events, and this, a lot of them, when I was talking to them walking around the field, saying it's on par with a lot of the UK courses, skipping all that, so it's good.
That is good, and Paul Fletcher and the team there at Belig have worked very hard on it over the years, tweaking it and altering it. But like you say, these young competitors, they'd be going across to the UK and competing at this normally at this time of year. But to have that on our doorstep, we're very, very lucky. And like you say, some of the design of that course is right up there with the GB ones.
It is indeed. And when you think, I've been to a lot of motocross and motorcycle events on the island, and you see the little kids on the small bikes and stuff, but to go there and see little 8 and 9-year-old kids on big horses that have a minds of their own, it's hats off to them.
They're very, very brave. I'd sooner them than me.
Indeed. Right, you've been finding out about something new for the island's agricultural world?
That's right, it's ever changing in agriculture, and again DEFA there now are bringing out a new scheme, which is the Agri-Environment Handbook, and this now changes place with what we used to say the country care scheme, and then that moved into an agricultural development fund scheme, and now into the environmental side of things. Bringing it to the forefront is Minister Boot, and I caught up with him on the night there at St John's. Well, a great turnout here tonight at St John's School for the new Environmental Handbook for Agriculture. Now, this is a big change. It's the first one in quite a number of years for agriculture.
Yes, excellent turnout, and I was enthused by that. And also the audience seemed very receptive to what we're doing. And as you rightly say, this is a big step forward for agriculture and the environment island-wide.
And it's quite funny, we talk about the environment. Within the Isle of Man, we have the UNESCO Biosphere status already. It's a huge achievement anywhere in the world to have that. So how will this make a difference to the island?
Well, going forward, we already do a lot of good stuff. Our farmers are really good at small farms. We have, lots of hedgerows, more hedgerows than perhaps anywhere in the British Isles, and that's all good stuff. But there are things that can be done to enhance that. There are also issues around slurry and runoff from farms, but a lot of good stuff that we can enhance, tweak slightly, make things better for the environment, working with the environmentalists as well as the farmers, whilst in some cases improving production.
Well, as you say, production now within this pandemic of coronavirus, food security is a huge element of life. How will we guarantee we've got food security now with taking maybe some of the land back to nature?
Well, we're not necessarily taking land back to nature. I mean, that's a key issue. There will be tree planting schemes, there will be headland schemes, there will be overwinter stubble, winter fodder crops and things like this. But this won't necessarily detract from the amount of really productive land. And some of the initiatives within the scheme will enhance the productivity on the land that we already have without causing problems with the environment. So I think it's a win-win situation. And going forward, you're absolutely right. The pandemic has demonstrated the need for food resilience. And thank goodness we've got the meat plant, the creamery, the bakeries and the flour mill. They've all played their part.
Absolutely. And who will deliver the new scheme, Geoffrey? Because obviously DEFRA is a busy organisation already. So how will you manage to, get round on all of the island's farms?
Well, we're going out to tender for someone or an organisation to operate the scheme through DEFRA. We will still be in full control. But you're right, we haven't got the resource to do everything. So it's better that we bring someone in that knows what they're doing, and then they can get out among the farmers and give them the advice they need to make proper claims. But we're still there at the back of this, and we will still be able to offer advice as well.
Yeah. And I really like the idea. Back when I was younger, growing up on the farms, we used to have lots of farm visits, road shows, people coming from the UK to do talks. And I see within the slideshow tonight, that's something you really want to bring back together, is getting onto each other's farms and learning that knowledge exchange.
Yeah, knowledge exchange is an important initiative. The advisory service as such that we used to have many years ago has gone, sadly, very expensive to operate. But this is an opportunity for farms over a period of time to open their doors, but at the same time receive professional advice and help them improve their production, their environmental credentials, and share that, disseminate that information among the farming community.
And you're delivering this now. How come now? Because obviously in a few years' time it was supposed to be changing, but obviously we'll maybe have a new MHK sitting of 2021. Is this because we don't know what the future holds?
Well, I think it's obviously it was my initiative, this, and we've been working this up, and my tenure as Minister will end in September next year. So from my perspective, it was important that we brought this forward. The farming community wanted it. The environmental agenda was right for it. Certainly the old scheme, whilst it worked, had reached the end of its life, even though it had further life. So now is the time to do it. As you rightly point out, there may be a new minister, new administration, all change in September, October next year. So we put this scheme together now. It's started, it's set the scene going forward and given some predictability for farmers for the next few years, stability, without the thought that there's going to be imminent change.
That was the Minister of Agriculture, Mr. Geoffrey Boot.
Interesting hearing some of the new pieces in there, but I suppose environmental things that been packaged in there to help things. But I suppose that's gone on a bit longer than this new package, the new leaflet.
That's absolutely right, Simon. The generations of farmers before now have kept the island in the state it is, and that state is something we're very, very proud of. Achieving the UNESCO biosphere there, one of the highest statuses in the world, is a standalone achievement, and that's done by the people before our generations and hopefully ongoing. This new handbook will safeguard the future of that, I suppose, but it is just stuff that the farmers are doing week in, week out on their farms, and just being a bit more mindful of different periods that would help the birds or the ground nesting birds and the different animals at different times of the year. So it's all about a bit more timing and planting a few more trees in the hedgerows, maybe planting some fruit trees in areas that maybe aren't getting used so much. But it's just being a bit more mindful towards the environment. We're very lucky here on the Isle of Man. We're not like the south of England where there's big barrens of arable and the hedgerows have all been pulled out, and you need to use a lot of chemicals and fertilisers to get the crops to grow. We're very lucky here that we're not quite there yet.
Be some wind on the Isle of Man if they took all the hedges away, wouldn't it? You're listening to Countryside here on Manx Radio with Kirree Kermode and myself, Simon Clark. Well, on Saturday morning, I popped along to sort of an Aladdin's cave near the Trafalgar Hotel in the Quay in Ramsey to catch up with big Bry Rad to see how he's getting on selling his vegetables and fruit in there, a stall that's been going for many, many years. He moved recently, earlier in the year, to this new place, and I spoke to a new addition to it that was helping him there. But firstly, I caught up with a lady in the queue called Lisa Burry, who runs a business called Lisa's Lunch, and she told me all about it.
So Lisa's Lunch is about healthy food. I am making healthy food made with local products mainly, and organic products as well. So I'm a nutritionist, and I would like to help people to improve their health and to offer them healthy food and also nutritional advices.
So how does it work? I mean, you're in here with Bry. Is this the best sort of produce you can get? You like coming in here for this?
Yeah, I love to come here. I come here just every Saturday. I love to support local producers. And so basically clients can ask for a subscription. They can just subscribe for a plan and have also a trial offer, and they can try my products. And if they are okay and happy with that, I can deliver them directly at their workplace or at some point of collect. And that's all.
So what sort of things do you make up? Do you make up your own sort of recipes with it? Is it?
Yeah, I'm doing my homemade dressing salads, and everything is just cut in my own kitchen, and I'm doing that just on myself for the moment. And I would like to, just go. Went through the micro businesses scheme, and I'm looking to grow the business now. And so I'm looking for some companies interesting to promote a good health for their employees, and to help them to find good lunches to improve their well-being.
Well, a lot of people in this day and age are starting to go to the gyms. They're walking out more and doing stuff. Probably since COVID as well, a lot of people have found a different lifestyle. Do you find that in your line of work, that people are wanting to eat a bit healthier and do better things?
Yeah, I think there is a trend now. People are more aware that it's really good for them, for their well-being, to eat healthy, and they are feeling better just to do that. And that's part of I think that the change in our society now. We need to support more local products, even for our own planet and even for us. That's the way we can just live better in our life and here.
Well, let's get a chat with Mackerel Man, Luke Corkle. It's a nice setup here, a bit chilly today, but
she's
be good for the fish.
She's good for the fish, keeps it nice and cold, nice and fresh.
Into the big Bry's Emporium out here on the quay.
Yeah, it's very generous. The Bry's come and let us share a space, doing it since March. Very good at people at Looney's to help let us get in the cubby hole here, just to get the fish out. It's good.
But this fish, it just looks so fresh. You can see your boat, the June Rose, in behind us as well.
I mean, I went out on Thursday morning with my friend on the constant friend Adam Sewell, and we had to go at the prawns, and we got some lovely brill, some lovely skate wings, monktails, plaice. Everything's fresh, everything's local. I take off on quite a number of local boats, just trying to do something for the public, keep it nice and fresh, nice and cheap. Nice surroundings. Ramsey, wonderful place.
Yeah.
Had the best of the summer, so we'll stick it out through the winter and see what happens.
And how's it been going since you've been here? Good sort
really
of
good
feedback from it?
Absolutely, Simon. Absolutely. Astounded by the response from the public, really. They keep coming back, I keep selling, everyone's happy. Yeah. Everyone's happy.
And this is the sort of way it used to be a lot of the time as well. I know that it's gone big supermarket-y way, but you've got this place here, like the stall next to Bry's. You just walk in and have a look at it and pick what you want.
That's absolutely it, Simon. I mean, from starting out, from a couple of regulars to now, we see about, I don't know, through the weekend, because we do the Wrangling Pier in Port Erin, and we do Baywash up in Douglas on a Friday evening. We went from doing sort of 40 or 50 people a weekend to we're upwards of 150, 200 people now, yeah. And about 50 regulars as well, so it's really good.
Yeah, that's good. What about the fish in itself? I mean, you got a nice display of a nice variety here, but yeah. I mean, is it difficult? Is it getting harder?
To be honest with you, Simon, when we went into lockdown, I went on to selling my own king scallops, and then progressed and started selling fish taken off different boats and stuff. I had to do this to compensate a wage because of the economic climate, you know what I mean? The yard's been brilliant. Isle of Man Seafoods have been brilliant with me. They let me borrow the van, they give me cold storage, they provide me with bits and pieces of fish and queen scallops. I mean, but the fishing itself, it is struggling. It is really struggling. That's why I'm happy to see so many local people coming in, purchasing stuff off the boats, just to keep us trying to go. Like, it's not good. And with Brexit coming up in January and the current COVID situation in the UK, we are really, really struggling. Like,
but is there a lot of preparation ahead of getting ready for the selling?
Yeah, I mean, Ian and Freddie down in the fishmongering bit down at Seafoods, they do a lot of my prep work for me, which all credit to the boys. They do a great job. But gutting the fish is normally done at sea. The whole fish, as you can see there, it's all gutted, all washed to within an inch of its life, so it looks the best. We're here to do a service for the public. We want the best for the public, so they're happy and they keep coming back. So we're not doing them a disservice.
Yeah, and it's something that I think is grown on people over the years. You know, the eating of fish. It's a very healthy food, isn't it?
Absolutely. A lot of health benefits with fish. It helps the brain, helps the body.
You never get sick of eating yourself?
No, not at all, Simon. Not at all. There's quite a lot there that I would eat myself. Like, there are some things that I'm not particularly keen on, but yeah, the fish. We have fish 2 or 3 nights a week at home. Like, the wife loves it. The wife's put me under orders to bring her something home tonight. Otherwise, I'll be getting the ear chewed off me.
No, don't bring the crabs home.
No, don't bring the crabs home.
Well, Big Bry, you've finally got through the queue. Get a chance to talk to you, knocking a banana in you.
Got to keep your energy levels up, haven't you?
But it's been a busy day by the look of it. It's great to see.
It's been very busy, as every Saturday is. Thank you very much.
Yeah, we've got some additions outside now with the fish too.
Yeah, Mr. Mackerel Man seems to be doing quite well. He was in here initially and then he's expanded and he's outside. We have to thank Looney's for the use of a building and everything else, and it's really a good partnership and it's all working very well.
Well, I've been standing here quite a while. It's been non-stop and people from all parts of the island coming in, Bry, which is encouraging.
We welcome them from all over the place: Ballabeg, Colby, Santon. Sometimes we even come from Andreas and Ramsey too.
What's it been like trying to get the produce done? Has it been reasonable from a market gardener's point of view?
Well, as we know, every year is different, and this year's been a challenge like every other year. Dry springtime, it was great. We were digging spuds in the springtime. Never the first to set, but always the first to harvest this year anyway, because we didn't get them all out at the back end last year, so we were digging spuds March and April, and they come out okay. And then it went dry, and then it went lumpy, and then it got drier, and then it got drier even still, and then it just got really dry. And the rains came after I killed all the spiders at the end of May, so that was quite good. No, it has been a challenging year, very dry. But, we've got off to not too bad. Some things are done okay. Root crops have finally come together. Celeriac is spectacular. Celery's ace. Some things are done all right. It's just a different year every year.
But that, I suppose, it's fortunate and unfortunate the way the weather goes for the likes of yourself, because your thing, the dry sort of suits some crops which you can sell a lot of, and the moist sort of ground does it as well.
Yeah, we've got different soil types on the farm, and you just got to kind of judge the fields and wonder if you're going to get it out or is it going to be a wet year or not. But everything balances out in the end. Everything balances out.
But you'll be a a big crop rotation man, weren't you, in your line of work?
Yeah, plenty of crop rotation, plenty of dung. I've got suckler cows, and all the dung from the cows goes on the fields, and it's just about working with nature in harmony, really. We try our best. We have disasters. Don't worry, we all get it wrong sometimes, but sometimes, hopefully, the good times will balance it all out.
But since the lockdown and things like that, we don't like to mention it, but of course people would think, oh, it's tailed it off to nothing, but it doesn't seem to have here.
No, we are very lucky, and I think freshness is key. Everything is fresh picked a day or two beforehand, and I'm very lucky to have such a good band of followers, really. And like as I said, with the support of Loonies and Mr. Macroman coming on board, and it's just an opportunity for him to sell his bits and bobs as well, really. So it's gone all right.
Yeah. And anything new that you've brought into the growing, or stick with what you know?
Just stick with what I know, really. That's challenging enough. Yeah.
Boiler suit's off today, so it must be hot.
It's in the wash. The green one's in the wash, yes.
Well, Big Bry, quite positive actually there, talking there, Big Bry Radcliffe. He won't mind me calling him that Big Bry, because that's what he's affectionately known. Before that, Luke Corkle, mackerel man, saying how things were going in the fishing world, and Lisa Burry as well, from Lisa's Lunch. And if you want more details on that, she's on Facebook, or you can phone 567-228. But it was so busy. I had to go and come back. Didn't want to hold everyone up from their Saturday mornings.
I do believe it is very popular, but isn't that lovely, Simon, that we can go to the person that's growing those veg or catching the fish or even preparing the lunches like Lisa there, and know where it's come from and how well that product has been looked after and brought to our tables. And I think that is a little bit of a concern at the minute with the Brexit around the corner, and Boris Johnson and some of his ideas is of the food standards. People within the farming communities around GB now are actually quite worried of the imports. We don't know how those imports are going to affect the British economy and all the rest of it, but we know that there'll be issues with traceability and hormone use and different antibiotics. And I think we've just got to keep an eye on what's local and look after what's local. It has that full traceability here.
Well, they voted out. Say no more. All right, we'll leave it there for this week's Countryside. We're back next Tuesday at 6. So from me, Simon Clark.
I'm me, Kirree.
We'll see you then. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.